You know, one of the challenges presented by my autism is that I seriously struggle with recognizing tone, both in myself and others. I'll often say something and not realize how it came across until either someone gets angry or points it out to me, and I always appreciate when someone takes the time to do the latter. So 2 weeks ago, I uploaded my non-binary character design video, which got way more attention than I expected and was incredibly positively received, and I'm honestly still kind of reeling from it. But in the weeks since then, a few people have pointed out to me that the way I spoke about people who use it as a pronoun came off way differently than I had intended, so I'd like to address that in this video in the hopes of correcting that mistake. And I'd like to give special thanks to my friend Kado, who's acting as my sensitivity reader for this, to ensure that I don't stick my foot in my mouth trying to apologise. So what I'm going to do is go over what I said, clear up what the hell was going through my head when I said it, and then make my position on the subject clear for everyone. Sound good? Also, I'm going to be saying it-gendered people for short, which Kado says should be fine. This is just to save time and because I honestly do not know the proper, single word term for people who use it pronouns. If anyone does know, please tell me in the comments so that I can use it in the future. I'm always trying to do better. Okay, so when I was talking about pronouns, I brought up that some people use it as a pronoun, noted that it's something of a contentious topic in the trans and non-binary community, and then said, I'd seriously like to apologise for how I said this. I didn't realise how callous this came off as, and that was wrong. See, my thought process here was that I know some people have contentious opinions on it as a pronoun, and I didn't want those people knocking down my comment section to yell at anyone. And the video was already way longer than I'd originally anticipated. I had originally intended for it to be like 20 minutes long, but I ended up having so much more to say, and I was just trying to take it easier in December, and audio editing takes fucking forever. So I figured acknowledging it and stating that I wasn't going to talk about it would be the best way to placate people, because I wanted to inform people that it-gendered people are a thing, because I don't want them to feel left out, and it just did not come across as I'd hoped. I'd been trying to say, I don't want to talk about this right now, because it'll be a whole tangent and this video is already too long, but it didn't work that way. This was, in brief, stupid of me. I should have just talked about it properly the first time, and while I've just explained what happened, it is still only an explanation and not an excuse. People were right to call me out for that one part, and I am very sorry. So where the controversy comes in around using it as a pronoun, and I'm using the word controversy loosely here, it's more that some people got upset and fought about it online, is that some people find it to be dehumanizing and derogatory. They feel that it gives transphobes fuel to not take us seriously, and that it's a way to feel special and different from the quote-unquote real entities, and that non-binary people already have a hard enough time having our existence recognized without it-gendered people making it harder by distancing themselves from humanity. Here's the thing. It is absolutely a derogatory term when it's wielded against you. This largely comes down to two issues, and the first is the topic of reclamation. I'm sure you're aware that some people in the LGBT community hate the word queer and feel that using it at all is bad and giving the phobes fuel against us, while other people identify with the word and find it easier to just say, I'm queer, instead of trying to explain the complexities of their identity. It as a pronoun functions largely the same way, as it-gendered people feel it comes closest to matching who they are, and so that's how they self-identify. Some even choose to use it because of the dehumanization aspect, but that's neither here nor there. What's important is that it's what they're most comfortable with using for themselves. So where do I come down on all this? Well, if it wasn't already obvious, I'm in favour of it. And the main reason for this is simple, plus it brushes up against the second issue. I am not the gender police, and some people really want to be the gender police. Gender essentialism is a fucking curse, and people keep coming up with new ways to reinvent it, and even within the trans and non-binary community, there are people who think that there's only one right way to be trans or non-binary, and that if you don't conform to their arbitrary standards, then you're not a true member and don't deserve respect. This is fucking stupid. See, while you can argue over reclamation from an academic and philosophical standpoint all damn day, and I can understand the points being made, the idea that someone has to be a certain way to be truly non-binary is fucking asinine. Gender is complex, people even more so. And if someone feels the most comfortable with themselves when they're using it or neopronouns or even just binary pronouns, it's not my or anyone else's place to challenge them on that. Their happiness and their identity is what's important. Full stop. I do not care what pronouns people ask me to use. I'm gonna fucking use them because it's what matters the most to them, and I do not determine anyone else's identity. Everyone, even other trans and non-binary people, has a responsibility to be a good ally. It-gendered people deserve your respect just as much as anyone else. So yeah, I hope that cleared things up. Again, I'm sorry for how I came off in that one segment, and I hope you can forgive me for sounding so dismissive. Once again, a huge thanks to Cotter for helping me with this. Take care of yourselves, friends, and Happy New Year.